Hey, Conscious Habit listeners. My goal is to help support you on your journey of discovering how to live from your highest and most fulfilled self at home and at work. And in that vein, I have some thoughts I'd like to share with you today. So meditate on this. So once again, I do not claim to be an expert in this field, but I want to share with you some of the things that I have learned over the years about being more conscious in our relationships and specifically in our partnerships. You know, I've been with my husband for now 22, almost 23 years. I was 19 years old when we met. I was just a little baby. I didn't even know what it meant to be an adult. We have grown up together and evolved together. And like many couples, I married my opposite. Anybody else have that? Like I am outgoing and direct and move quickly and have all of these ideas and want to continuously learn and grow and evolve. And he is laid back, pretty chill, go with the flow. Why are you in a hurry? He is comfortable with who he is and how things are. He does not see the need to evolve and grow like I do. And there have been plenty of times in our relationship, if I'm being really candid, very vulnerable and honest here, that I held that against him. I held who he was against him because he wasn't who I thought he should be. I felt like he needed to push himself. He needed to try harder. But in truth, I was not operating consciously because the world is our mirror and our relationships are the shiniest of damn mirrors we will ever look into. And there are times that our discontent with ourselves is projected onto that partner around us, that the things that we are not giving ourselves, the work we're not doing and loving and accepting ourselves becomes the burden we place on the people that we love. And so lesson number one that I have gotten is that he is my mirror. The frustrations I feel within him, rather than making him responsible for those, I reflect back to me and see, what am I missing? And that doesn't mean we never have disagreements or frustrations or there's never anything legitimate that pops up, but I'm going to own my shit before I make him responsible for it. So in looking at your partner, have you ever felt like you needed to be with someone who was just like you and thought exactly like you? Why? Is it so that you could be more comfortable being yourself? Is it so that you could be affirmed that your way is the right way? Were you merely seeing them as a mirror of what you desired to know to be true within yourself? It is a helpful reflection. Number two, actually, this is a conversation that Nikki Gregory, the founder of PFN, and I had. We've been friends for many years. We worked together many moons ago. I have known her for 17 years, 16, 17 years, something like that. So a good portion of my relationship, my marriage, my boys were babies when I met her, still in diapers, literally. And I remember I was kind of venting to her a frustration at some point in time. And she just asked me really straight up, are you being the spouse, the partner that you expect him to be for you? Are you giving that? And the answer was no. I might have said yes at the time. I don't know. You know, we can all be pretty defensive when somebody's, kind of challenging us. So I don't really know what I said at the time, but I do remember that stuck with me. And I thought, no, I am expecting him to be a better version than I'm willing to be for him. How unfair is that? And it's interesting when we start kind of like giving what we expect from others, how it's reciprocated back to us. But again, back to that, like holding someone responsible for our happiness or expecting them to give us something we're not giving ourselves. It is a really impactful, very conscious reflection for us to have. The next piece, this comes from another friend of mine, grateful for the tribe I have met throughout my life. My friend Casey. Casey Wright is the founder of Wright's Fundamentals. She owns different gymnastic gyms across Indiana, and she is the founder and creator of Ninja Zone. She is a brilliant entrepreneur. She's done, just a lot of self-reflection. I actually found Ziva and learned how to adopt my twice-a-day meditation because of Casey. And she turned me on to some authors that, talked about just various aspects of relationships and whatnot. And one of those, I remember this lesson that it is not your partner's job to fill every void in your life. Meaning, if we expect our partner to play the role of best friend, we expect them to play the role of, they're my person I have fun with, I spend all my time with, they're my whole support system. Think of all of the things we need. We used to have a village, like we were raised, not us, but back in the day, there were, villages, and we had our people around us that, we had community. We lived in community, and now we live in single family households where we expect our partner to be all the things for us. And that is not fair. And it's highly unlikely. We need other people in our lives to kind of fit some of those pieces. We need deep friendships. We need deep support systems outside of just our partnership, because to make them fully responsible for everything is unfair. And it would be unfair if they put that on us as well. Number 4, love is an opening of the heart. It is not just something that is purely between two people. This is a spiritual teaching. Ram Dass teaches this. Eckhart Tolle teaches this, that when we love someone, it is because our heart becomes so open that it is not purely that person, but the heart opening that happens that creates the connection, which then leads me to love is not a possession. It's a practice. It's a practice of keeping our heart open, of learning to see the good in that person. Because as if you're a Conscious Habit follower, whether you've heard me speak or whether you've just been following this podcast, whatever our relationship and connection is, because our eyes see what our brain believes. If I am in a negative state about you, I can only see the negative in you. And so keeping our heart open, the practice of saying, let me see the humanity, let me find the good, let me be willing to see all of the positives in them, they will show themselves to you. Now, are there truly negative, are there truly toxic relationships? Absolutely. Yes, that's not what we're talking about here. I'm talking about just every day being in partnership with another human and the aspect that comes along with that. Keeping our heart open when it wants to close, when problems or challenges or fights happen. It's very difficult to be in ego and have an open heart at the same time, because our ego is defensive and it's very protective. So love is a practice, not a possession. It's a matter of allowing our heart to be open and experiencing that with another person. And then lastly, the work we do to just better understand each other. We are different. We do often attract our opposites, but we're different human beings with different hardwirings and belief systems and all of that stuff. And so do we know each other? Have we spent the time? Do we know our love languages? And, are we figuring out how to honor that with each other? Do we know personality styles and how that changes how we communicate with each other and our needs, and to put in the work to get to know and study each other as much as we do ourselves so that we can be great partners for each other? I have a pet peeve, okay? You know that saying, if they wanted to, they would. I think that is such a freaking cop-out. That is a cop-out for us advocating, openly communicating, sharing with one another. It is making someone responsible for reading our mind and expecting what we want and to know how we like to be loved. It is on us to openly communicate and share that with each other. And then you know what? If someone doesn't give a damn enough to do that for you, then that's pretty telling. And then the reflection back to us is, why am I willing to tolerate that kind of love? These are just some lessons I have learned, and I am still learning a ton of them. I do not have this all figured out by any means, but the relationships we are in often provide some of the greatest lessons for ourselves and for our lives. It's a helpful reflection.